Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, we should offer our respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Lord Narayan, unto Narad Narayan Rishi, the supremest human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. So first thing, Ruchiravatar Prabhu. There should be always the picture of the 6 Goswamis on the altar. Understood? Okay. And the next thing is that these are the same verses from Sophia. So, it was day before yesterday. I gave a class on all these verses at the end of this chapter. So we shall just read through them and start the next chapter, which is where I left off. So this is verse 28, right? Okay, so we'll go through this. There are other accounts of the realization of Lord Brahma elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam and also in the Brahma Samhita. So, taking these different accounts together, we learn that Lord Brahma received initiation into the Gayatri mantra. This was after he tried to trace out the source of the lotus. You'll probably remember that Brahma was trying to climb down the stem of the lotus, but he couldn't reach the end of it. So he returned to his lotus seat, and there he heard a transcendental vibration. In one place, it is said that he heard tapa tapa, which means austerity, austerity. And in another place, it says that he heard the Gopal Gayatri mantra, which is those who are Brahmin initiated. It's number 6 mantra. Gopal Gayatri. So there's no contradiction that he heard Tapa Tapa and Gopal Gayatri, because in order to become perfect in the chanting of the Vedic Gayatri mantra, one has to perform austerity. Mm-hmm. So in this way, Lord Brahma was initiated. You may wonder who initiated him, because the sound just came out of space. So it is said, like Jiva Goswami that he was initiated by the divine goddess Saraswati. So he meditated upon and performed austerities, meditating upon this sound vibration that he was initiated into. And after one whole day in the time of Brahma, 4,300,000,000 years, he had the darshan of the Supreme Lord, and we've just heard some very beautiful verses describing that darshan. In text 32, it is explained that when Lord Brahma saw the spiritual form of the Lord, then he also saw the whole creation before him. Before he could not even understand the nature of the material universe, he was in such ignorance. Although he was the great Brahma with 4 big heads, it says that he was covered with darkness. He could not perceive even the nature of the universe in which he had appeared. So, upon seeing the Lord, then he saw everything. And that's the statement of Bhagavad Gita, that one realizes the absolute truth. It is like the sun coming up in the morning. When the sun rises into the sky, then the whole world is illuminated. Then one can see everything as it is. So similarly, when the Krishna sun arises in the heart of the pure devotee, then everything, all of Krishna's energies, his energetic display, is similarly illuminated. Now, that is real liberation. Because bondage means to be lost in Krishna's energies, lost in the maze, in the labyrinth of Krishna's energies. This is what we call Maya. When one doesn't know what to do, what not to do, one doesn't know where to turn, one is covered with darkness. And these powerful material energies are working around us and inside of us in ways that we cannot understand. Things are happening to us and we don't know why. And so one suffers, just like an animal. Actually, the living entity in bondage, he is called Pashu. These are words you find in the scriptures. Pashu or Jantu. That means animal. For instance, Karamana Davanetrena Jantur Deho Podyate. That's a well-known statement by Lord Kapila. So he says, he's explaining there, that all of the activities of the living entity are done under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. But that living entity is called Jantu. He's like an animal. So he doesn't know he's being watched at every moment. He's like in the laboratory when they experiment with the mice, the little white mice. They have the labyrinth, and the mouse is running here and there, and there's some big scientist who's standing over watching everything, writing down. So the mouse has no idea that he's being observed, and everything he's doing is being noted. So this is our position. We're like that mouse, therefore we're called Jantu, which means animal. And Krishna is watching everything that we're doing at every moment. And it is being recorded. And the report is handed to Yamaraj. And then as a result of that report, we have to accept our next body. Which might be of the same type as our present body, but it might be lower, or it might even be higher. But the fact is that as long as we are in ignorance, struggling with these energies of Krishna, we will have to accept another body. So when the Krishna sun arises in the heart, then the living entity can also see his actions from the same angle of vision as the supreme scientist, Krishna. That is a fact. This is explained by the Vaishnavacharyas. They tell us that the transcendental state of consciousness, which is called Turiya, which actually means the fourth stage. Why is it called the fourth stage? Because it's above the stage of the three modes of nature. conditioned consciousness.
И това е факт, и това обяснението на началите, които казва, че в състояние на това трансцендентално съзнание, което се нарича турия, което е отвъд трите останали вида съзнание, които са това е четвъртото, тези три са определени от трите дни, и това турия съзнание е над трите дни.
And this platform, the Turiya stage, or Prabhupada translates that as Krishna consciousness, is the platform of the Shakshi. Shakshi in Sanskrit means the witness. Witness, of course, means Lord Paramatma, the Super Soul.
И това трансцендентално състояние в Турия, което Шилата там превежда като Кришна съзнание, е също наричано и Шакши, което означава свидетел. Както върховният свидетел е Кришна съзнание.
So, Lord Paramatma is ever the transcendental witness, Upadrashta Anumantacha. He is the witness and the permitter of the activities of all living entities.
И трансценденталният свидетел на Параматма е той Упадрашта Ануманта, той е свидетел на всички дейности на живите същества, той е този, който дава позволението и да ги извършва.
So, coming to the liberated platform means to come up to the platform of witness, of being detached from material affairs and observing them from above the three modes of nature. In other words, coming up out of the maze of illusion. So, this is accomplished by, as we are learning here, by purifying the consciousness through the chanting of the transcendental sound vibration. So, the transcendental sound vibration, most effective transcendental sound vibration, is of course Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So, and the perfection of this process is that we gradually become more and more attached to this chanting of Hare Krishna. And that way we become more and more detached from the maze of material activities. And as we become more and more attached to chanting Hare Krishna, we become more and more attached, of course, to Krishna, because the name and the Lord are the same, and to Krishna's service. Mm-hmm. It is actually that taste of nectar which one experiences by chanting Hare Krishna purely. That taste of nectar is what keeps one on the transcendental platform.
това, което го поддържа на тази култура.
So we should always be eager to increase that taste.
Така че ние винаги трябва да сме винаги трябва да желаем да увеличим този вкус.
To help the devotees increase their taste for chanting Hare Krishna, there is a new program. Which is called the Stay High Forever Kirtan. So everywhere I go, we perform this at least once. This past Saturday we did it in Sofia. And we will also do it here when Ruchi tells me the day. In commemoration of Srila Prabhupada's 100th anniversary, which is in 2 years' time. We engage in the kind of kirtan that he used to lead his first followers in that Matchless Gifts storefront. So it started off with everyone sitting down and Srila Prabhupada leading the kirtan in his classical, simple melody, the original Hare Krishna melody. And this would go on sometimes for 1 hour or longer. And the devotees and friends and guests were always invited to bring their own musical instruments. Guitar or flute or tambourine. Oh, what is that drum you were telling? You were telling... Yeah, tarambuka. And in this way, by simply chanting for a long time Hare Krishna mantra to one melody, this basic melody of Srila Prabhupada, we can actually experience directly the ocean of nectar which emanates from the Lord's holy name. So, my practice is to begin the kirtan at 6 o'clock in the evening and go until 8:30, 2.5 hours. And it's been shown every time we've done it that by the end of 2.5 hours, everybody is outside of their body
Всеки път, когато сме го правили, накрая на двата часа и половина, всички са извън телата си.
So please tell us, Ruchi, what day we will do this. Yes, now, can you say? Maybe later. What, he has to think about it. Okay. All right. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.